Hey, how you doing there again, folks? You got, of course, Brandon Wenzel come back at you with another offering off my Sampler Platter. Folks, we're just gonna roll with it here at Brandon Wenzel Production Studios. There's no curtain to see behind, folks. It's all right here in front of you. All right here in front of you. So anyway, folks, what's my Sampler Platter? It's series videos I've been doing for a little while now. Over there, I drop food and drink items. I eat the stuff, I drink the stuff, and then I let you know about the stuff. And while I'm doing it, I got a Peter Can Thunderbolt poster. There's some Marvel figures over there. There's a grabby old ladder over there. I'm usually wearing cool shirts, a lot of times band shirts, sometimes band shirts. From like the late 90s, like my Cold Chamber shirt here. Although the shirt is like from 2011-ish, I want to say, something like that, when they did the reunion tour. But yeah, Cold Chamber shirt. So anyway, folks, what am I trying for y'all today? Well, folks, we're doing a quick dual review here, because I need to get these out of my fridge before I go over there and drink them out of just sheer wanting to drink them. Boom! We're doing Prairie Farms salted caramel flavored milk and Prairie Farms chocolate and peanut butter flavored milk. Yeah, folks, if you're not familiar with Prairie Farms, they're the farm that produces not prairies, but milk stuff. And they're usually the milk folks that I go to when I get like my whole milk, because I'm not doing skim milk. I'm sorry, I can't do it. I can't lie to myself that way, folks. I won't do it. And I saw these, and they do, the classic chocolate. They've got the strawberry, but then they've also got these. And I saw these, I'm like, yeah, those definitely need to be consumed by me either on the show or, just in private while I weep. So, we're going to get to it. We're going to do the salted caramel first. Why? Because it was the one that was in my right hand at the time. I'm right-handed. Can he get the thing off? Because it annoys him when it's on there. Oh. Maybe? This is good programming, folks. This is what you tuned in for. Look, it's sort of skin-colored. Who knows, folks? Maybe people taste like salted caramel and we just don't even know it. That one Brazilian rugby team knows it. They know all about it. Ask them. I'm sure they love to talk about it still. That made me remember now. There was a show, and it was a series of games and stuff too, called Mutant League. It was all about mutants that played sports. And they had a parody of that whole Brazilian rugby team thing at one point in time. They had this one guy on their team who was a lizard man, and his tail would just keep regrowing, so they just kept cutting off his tail and eating it. It was a weird time, folks. Let's try the thing. Yeah, I'm getting sort of a salted caramel smell from it. Ooh! Man, for having a relatively light smell, that fucking kicks you in the head with flavor. Man, oh man. Yeah, alright. I'll jam with that. Yeah, I mean, you really do get a salted caramel taste to it. The milk is a nice delivery system for that. It doesn't taste chemically or anything like that. Yeah. Yeah, I can go with that. I will say, I could see this being... Oh, what's the word I'm looking for? I can't think because I'm too loaded up with sugar at the moment. I will say I could see this being a bit much, though. Like, I wouldn't want, like, to, like, down a half gallon of this. I think I'd die. Rich, that's the word I was looking for. I think it's a bit rich. But just as like a one-off thing, like, this is the perfect size for this. Because it is rich, it is sweet, but it's interesting and it's good. It's not, like, offensively interesting. And it's not, even though it is rich, it's not overwhelmingly rich. The caramel flavor kind of goes throughout it, but it still has, sort of a sweet, milky flavor to it also. Isn't it weird, by the way, that, like, you would think with, a country like America, milk is very prevalent. It's, at every gas station and stuff like that. Like, you have, like, all these countries in Europe and, like, in Asia and stuff that have, like, milk-flavored candies and things like that. I don't think we have any of that. It definitely not as, like, a mainstream thing. You'd think we would. Those are good, too. I can very much go with that. Yeah, man, that's very, very tasty. Would I recommend it? 100%. Like, unless you're not, if you're not into, like, sweet milky drinks, this definitely wouldn't work for you. Because, like I said, it is definitely rich. But I've only been able to find this at one Target, not even other Targets. But if you run into it, in the milk section, I would definitely check this one out at least. We still got one more to go, but this was really good. I enjoyed this a lot. Let's try the peanut butter one. When I was a kid, over in the old house, we had an old bottle of caramel topping for like ice cream and such. And at one point in time, I invented caramel milk because I reasoned not, oh man, my brain is just so filled up with sugar right now. I can't do the words. But yeah, I went over there and I banked on the idea that, hey, it has a similar thickness and everything to Hershey's syrup. Why wouldn't it work? And it actually did. Actually, it was pretty damn good. And it was a way to get rid of that damn caramel syrup. But then we never really bought caramel syrup again, and so I never really got to make it again. Though I'm an adult and could certainly do it now if I wanted to, I don't really know that I want to do it again. Plus, I have that now, so... Open! God damn it. That was a pain in the ass. Probably would help if I had longer nails, but I don't, so... This one's less human flavored and more kind of chocolate milk flavored, which makes sense given the chocolatey nature of it. Let's try a thing. Oh, so much to go. And this one's punchy too. Yeah, I mean, it does have, it's weird to drink as a flavor, but it does have sort of a peanut butter chocolatey taste to it in liquid form. But I will emphasize, though, wow, that's one of my hamsters. It's my buddy Cherno, who, after I'm done with these videos, I'm going to go over there and give him his heart medication, because he has a tiny little heart disorder. He's a very good boy, and he's doing very good. I love him very much. But yeah, it's not a thing where you get like a peanut butter taste and a chocolate taste. It really is the two combined together. Because the chocolate is probably the somewhat more prominent flavor, but it's definitely not just a normal chocolate milk. Like, you can tell it's very different. And honestly, this one might even be richer than the other one. I'll say this is probably a little bit more quote-unquote familiar tasting, just because it does have, it's basically a cousin to chocolate milk. It kind of strayed outside, the traditional family values. Originally wasn't accepted by the rest of the family. It wasn't allowed to come to family gatherings. But then, like, the old, grandmother milk went over there. It was like, you all got to get right with Jesus and all this stuff and everything. She shamed her family, and they all felt bad about it because, we should all just love each other and all that stuff and everything. And so then eventually they were paired back in with their delicious child, the chocolate and peanut butter milk. My brain has rotted. Yeah, that's pretty good. It is a bit much. I will say that. Even compared to the other one. This is some heavy stuff. But it is good. It's, again, like, this is probably about as much as you would want of it, but it's good. Between the two, I have other ones to do. I'm not going to do them today. I'll die. I'm going to go give medication to my hamster. Out of the two, I personally prefer the salted caramel milk. Not only is it just really interesting and weird and everything, it's not as rich as the other one, and so as a result, like it's a little bit lighter to drink, which is saying a lot because it's still a pretty heavy drink. But yeah, I would say this is probably my preferred over the other one, but both are still good. In terms of recommendation, I would recommend them, same thing like with this one. But again, just because it's so much with this one might be a little bit harder to go with, but both of them are good. My hamster's being adorable and hanging out with his lady friend hamster and making all of the noises. Anyway, folks, that's going to do it for me with these Prairie Farms milks. Yes. 5 things for me, folks, before I get out of here. If you can go over there and have yourself a stupendous rest of your week, phenomenal rest of your... stupendous rest of your day, phenomenal rest of your week, monumental rest of your month, an amazing rest of your year. If you could go over there and have yourself a salted caramel flavored rest of your life, because salted caramel is damn delicious, folks. Remember when Pepsi had salted caramel Pepsi? I do. That was before I was doing reviews. Man, I wish I'd hung on to some of those. I like those. I also like Pepsi Fire, too. I thought that was good, too. Final 2 things for me, folks, if you could. Try to bring some positivity to the world. It's not always possible. It is always appreciated, though. I promise. If you can't do that, sometimes you can't. I can't do it all the time. Try not to be an asshole. Just saying. Final thing for me, folks. Sorry, I know I'm rushing through my ending, but... Final thing for me, folks. Like, the light is burning my brain at the moment. It's reflecting off the sugar crystals that have crystallized in my freaking behind my eyes. Final thing for me, folks. Do the thing. Whatever the thing is for you, that's what I want you to do. Don't do what I'm doing. Let me do this. And then bask in the fruits of my labors. Don't do this to yourselves. Or do. But maybe do it about, like, kale and salad and healthier things and such. Or you go over there and learn to play guitar. Do that instead. Sure. Whatever the thing is for you, folks, that's what I want you to do. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to put this stuff away. Maybe I'll do a session tomorrow. Maybe I'll wait a week. I might. Bye. Oh.